My grandfather was the one that helped me get into it. He built a trap out of wood from the island. Went up in the woods and got spruce limbs, boughs, trimmed them and bent them for the framework of the trap. And put it together. I tried to help at that age. I was clueless. And went out in a punt and set a trap. And then it progressed to where it maybe up to 5 and 10. And so anyhow, I started at 5 years old. I've had a license since I was 5. The first lobsters I sold was 25 cents a pound. Now I thought it was fantastic.
You got to work like a slave to make $1. It's interesting work building a boat, but if you wanted to go to building houses, you could make more money than you could in a boat yard. But I've always made a living, but that's all.
Wooden boats are actually almost alive. And one thing about building a wooden boat, the guy that builds it, no matter who owns it, if he builds it for somebody else, it's always his boat. When you start out with just a pile of lumber, you know, and you end up with a good-looking boat, and it slides out the door, it's almost like having a kid, maybe, I don't know.
And to me, you know, the eye of a gull, just that eye with a glint at that sort of pale yellow one is, you know, just limitless. I mean, that's more the ocean than any big seascape. The painting is painted on cardboard. And I've always loved the idea of cardboard, which is kind of a trash thing. And, you know, you can beat it, scratch it, and rip it, and it's very resilient, and I love the color of it, and even I like the kind of the ribs that go down. So it just, you know, it creates another world for me. And then the other thing, the paint I was using actually is watercolor. It's not oil, but I've always been sort of intrigued by the fact, you know, people think watercolor, well, it's washes and it's very thin and whatnot. Well, I work watercolor exactly like oil, very thick, straight from the tube and so forth, which is sort of a, you know, departure from most people's use of watercolor. I found this paint maker that actually Warhol had helped me to get one of his main ingredients is honey in the paint, and honey, as you know, lasts forever.
Joey, actually, he did not graduate from the Curtis. I think he left. I don't know if it was under duress or what, but anyway, he left. Because I'm telling you, he was a bad boy. He was full of mischief. And when he went to the Boston Symphony and became a great player, and he performed solos many times with the orchestra, concertos, and they were over the radio, and people heard him all over the country. So when he did that, Mr. Zimbalist, who was in the hospital at the time, and he heard Joey play, and he decided that it was time that Joey got a diploma. So he sent my husband, who was his accompanist, sent him to Joey with the diploma. And Joey was up on a ladder painting something. But Zimbalist relented. Couldn't help it because it was such beautiful playing.
I just know when there's something there. And I don't think, terribly intellectual about it. Oh, yeah. I've always thought of myself as almost like a visual raccoon. I'm curious about things, and I can indulge myself photographically.
And I'm the fourth grade class president.
Hi, I'm Maya, and I'm the vice president.
Fourth grade secretary.
Treasurer.
The fourth grade senator.
Fourth grade representative.
The fourth grade senator.
Third grade senator.
House of Representative.
Third grade senator. Each state has at least one representative. Hannah Pringery is one of our state's representatives to the Maine legislature.
Well, we are in the Maine House of Representatives. We represent young people, older people, fishermen, farmers, doctors, lawyers. I represent 10 towns, 9 of which are islands. You can only get there by ferry. And I spend most of my life living on the island of North Haven. So, I loved growing up here. I spent between kindergarten and 12th grade going to the North Haven Community School. I graduated in a class of 5.
We've been talking about government all year long, and this is the time to show off what we know.